at the office or crafting room if you have that extra space. Because some of you, if you have a big family, you've got every room is occupied by a person, then this doesn't really apply. Or you might have a den that serves as your office and room for crafting or whatever. So when it comes to crafting, there's 3 types of crafters. The shotgun crafter has a lot of interests, a lot of different things they're interested in and want to do. There's the starter, who starts a craft and never finishes it because they lose interest. And then there's the one crafter who does one thing and does a lot of it. So I am a shotgun crafter myself. So I've been trying to cut down on my crafts, deciding, what am I really going to do? What am I really going to stick with? But I still have quite a few. I've got, let's see, we've got embroidery, plastic canvas, crochet, of course, is my favorite, yarn spinning, latch hook rugs, tufting, which I haven't tried yet, but I have the equipment for it. Jewelry making, I did some stuff with polymer and air dry clay. Punch needle, I love doing that. Needle felting, drawing, painting, and I got a loom because I wanted to weave something. I haven't wove anything yet. But I also tried counted cross stitch, didn't like it. Tried knitting, didn't like it. And as far as the jewelry making goes, I got rid of most of the dinnerware that I had bought to make my utensil, like utensil.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Jewelry, yeah. So I got rid of most of it. I kept some of it because fork tines are fun to make into earrings. So I'm probably going to do some of that again. But the point is, you need to figure out what it is you like doing and get rid of anything else that you don't. So you won't find any counted cross stitch stuff in my stash because it's no fun to me. I mean, it's I don't
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's too much for me. Knitting is the same kind of thing because the reason I like crochet is you have one stitch all the time. You're only keeping track of that one stitch on your hook and doing your thing. With knitting, you've got who knows how many stitches on each needle, and you have to figure, was this the side I was working with, or was it this side? And if one drops, and you have to take a crochet hook and fix it, and it's just too complicated for me. So, what I decided to do, I don't really care much for the needle felting, I decided, but I saw this thing that I'm keeping certain colors and my needles for needle felting because you can use that stuff to make paw pads on little stuffed critters that you make. Like if I crocheted a cat, I could take my needle felting and felt little paw pads on their feet.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a cute idea.
It would.
So there's that. And for the weaving, there's really only one thing I want to make with the weaving. I want to make a picture to hang on the wall. And when that's done, I'll probably get rid of the loom. It was cheap enough, But so that my first tip is choose your favorites and get rid of the rest. My second tip is get smaller, easier projects or find a different hobby. So if it's, if you've got this thing and it's like this big, enormous project and you feel overwhelmed by it, why do that to yourself? Or if you don't know if you're going to like something, don't get the big, huge project just because, that looks really pretty. I want to make this. If you don't know if you're going to like that craft, you're never going to finish that project. So get a small little thing. Like I'm thinking of the counted cross stitch here. So get a small little thing, make it, see if you like the process. If you don't, then you've done it once, you're done. Okay, and my third tip, and this would be for the one crafters and lots of it. So, for instance, crocheting, my favorite. I have a lot of yarn. And I know a lot of crocheting people and knitting people have a lot of yarn. You'll see some yarn, you'll go, this is really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I'm going to get it. And then there you are. So my tip for you people would be try to stay out of the craft store until until you've used a good amount of your stash, because it's real easy for that to get out of control. So those are my tips for the crafting room. And do you have any tips for people's offices?
Oh, well, I keep my office in my room. I got a pretty big bedroom, and so I have my desk in there, and I don't have a problem keeping things neat. I just have a place for everything and everything in its place. And
Where have I heard that before?
yeah, and yeah, that's where I pay my bills and look at the computer.
Yeah, and she has a filing system for her
Oh,
papers.
Yes, have to have a filing system.
Yeah, it's a cop-out to go, oh, well, I know where everything is, because, well, do you really, though? Do you really? Because if it's not in some sort of order that a normal person could figure out, who knows what's in there that you might have missed or forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
So try to do a filing system in alphabetical order or by year or whatever it is that you're doing. Try and keep track of things in a normal,
Yeah,
organized way.
have a file for bills and a file for I don't know what all.
Like taxes, you can
Yeah,
see what else. Other important banking statements and things.
yeah. That could be part of your bills, though, too.
Yeah, it could be.
Uh-huh.
And
And I have files, like for every month, like January, February, so on. I put my paid bills in there, usually, in case I need to look up something.
yeah, I do have a box that I throw my receipts in after I buy something. I keep my receipts for like a year afterwards, and then I dump them at the end of the year because I figure, if you've bought something, and of course it depends on what it is. If it's something that's got a warranty for longer than a year, then I'll set that one aside and put it with my warranty stuff. But if you don't know, like you go out and you buy something, you don't know if you're going to want to return it. Like if it's, you open it up and it's broken or something. What are you going to do if you've thrown out that receipt? I mean, some stores will, if you didn't buy it for cash or something, if you bought it with your credit card, some stores like Walmart are able to look it up without you having a receipt. But it's just easier to have the receipt with you and just go, here you go.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. One thing that I did as I got older, I love books and I love to read. Got that from my dad. And so I would have these books, and then I got to the point that I thought, am I ever going to read this book again? And if the answer to that was no, then I would get rid of the books. You can take those to places like Half Price Books and other discount bookstores, and they'll either buy them from you or give you credit so you can buy stuff in the store, like trading them in kind of thing. So that's an option for you. If it's a favorite book that you plan to read often, I would say make sure you get it in hardback form, because hardback books last longer than paperbacks do. And so once you've got your hardback volume, get rid of any paperbacks and, display it on because it'll look nicer. Hardbacks always look nicer than paperbacks on a bookshelf. So you've got that. If anybody still has CDs and DVDs,
I do.
I would say get digital copies and then sell your DVD or get credit at those used bookstores, because digital copies don't take up much space on your USB drives. And if you get a big enough one, because you can get things in like the terabyte size now, you can have a lot of movies on there. and TV shows and things. And then that just doesn't take up much room at all, and you can watch them whenever you want, enjoy them, and it doesn't take up any room at all on your bookshelf.
I like things plain. I don't like them fancy.
Yeah, see, I got that from you too, because I like everything put away. I like things to be neat and tidy, and not a bunch of crap sitting out.
Yeah, that's right. Like knick-knacks. I don't really like, I have some knick-knacks, but they're in the cabinets in the living room where they have the glass doors. Most of them are in there.
I do have some knickknacks. I'm ambivalent about knickknacks because they are dust collectors, and I hate to dust stuff. And you know, you have to pick them up and dust underneath, and then you have to dust them and set them back up there. And you know, I mean, granted, it doesn't get that dusty in the house if you keep up on it, but who wants to dust stuff all the time? You know.
Yeah.
Dusting and your picture frames, you know, if you have paintings and things hanging, you got to dust those now and then too, or else they'll start getting nasty.
I haven't dusted mine for a while.
Well, yours don't look bad though.
You know, that the house doesn't really get too dusty.
But then, yeah, you don't open.
I keep my doors shut and my windows shut.
Batten down the hatches. Yeah, I don't really open my windows or door either, but I think because my house is the way it is, I think the dust gets in there anyway.
Probably
from the cracks in the walls and things. But anyway, we're talking about knickknacks. So, it is nice to have one place for your knickknacks to be, so that you only have to dust in that one area and dust those things in the one area.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at your knickknacks, look at your knickknacks and go, how many of these do I really like, do I really want to keep?
And most of your knickknacks is something somebody gave you, you know.
Yeah,
and you hate to get rid of them because...
And family heirlooms.
Yeah.
Because those things, you know, oh, my great aunt had this, and, you know, you feel bad, you don't want to get rid of it because it was, you know, part of your family and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm not too sentimental about that, no. I mean, now that most of them are gone, you know, and passed away.
Well, and that's another thing to think about, too, is the fact that nothing lasts forever. Nothing. So, you know, pass it on to somebody else who could enjoy it if you're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, there's that. And, you know, family taste is always different, too. Like my great aunt, I don't even know what that thing is called. It's like a desk, but it has like a hutch. That's what it is. A hutch. Yeah. But it's dark wood. And to me, dark wood is depressing, you know? So I have it, and I've been thinking, you know, I would kind of like to sell it because it's depressing. So.
I wonder if it's light underneath.
Oh, the color?
Yeah, of course it'd be a lot of work to take all that varnish off of there.
Yeah.
I like light wood too.
That's where I get it from.
It's hard to get though anymore, it seems.
Yeah, because it's not in style, and I'd like to know who decides what's in style.
Yeah.
And
I like these. I had to get this kind because I couldn't get all light wood. This is what I like, this light wood. Can't get that, so I got some that has it in it.
So it's like zebra.
Yeah,
sort of.
At least it's got some blonde in it.
But what irritates me is if you're looking for a house these days, what you're going to find is antiseptic white kitchens or gray or black, you know, and I don't like that stuff. You know, why do they have to mess with it? Why can't they have the beautiful golden oak cabinets?
Yeah, see, I did get that in my kitchen, the golden oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they say, oh, it's so dated. We used to watch.
I don't care.
We used to watch these home renovation shows a lot on HGTV, my mom and I, and they'd always be, oh, it's so dated. I want it to look like this, which we would both say look like
they
crap.
wanted it black.
Yeah. It's not my thing, man.
No, I like And even these cabinets aren't even as light as I'd like them. I like them
And
really light.
one thing I liked about the Midwest too is a lot of the houses would have the the trim around the doors and things would be wood, you know, and they hadn't painted it or anything, and it looked so good. Just looked very classy to me. And now these people come in here and they paint the baseboards and everything, make it
Yeah.
all modern
Yeah.
or whatever they want to call it. But
Well, the baseboards probably wouldn't look too good anyway. I don't know what kind of wood they use, but
well, yeah, nowadays because they make it cheap like that. But I'm just saying, you know, the older houses, they'll go in there and they'll paint over the beautiful wood.
yeah, they used to have some nice woodwork.
Yeah, Grandpa's house, your dad's house that he built, he put the nice wood, you know, framing on everything. But we digress. So but one of my problems that I have is I love stuffed animals, and I feel like it's so hard for me to get rid of them because I feel like they look at me like, oh, you're so nice to have rescued me from wherever it was I got them. And, you know, it's like I feel like they would be so sad if I got rid of them. And I try to tell myself, yeah, well, there's some child out there that will love you, but I just know that it's going to be somebody who's going to buy it for their dog and they'll be ripped to shreds. So it always makes me feel bad. So I try to keep myself under control when it comes to buying stuffed animals, but it doesn't always work. And then, you know, you have to wait. Like, this is why I like watching the hoarder shows too, because the hoarders, they get to this point where they have a breakthrough, a lot of them, and then they can start getting rid of things. And so sometimes I'll have a breakthrough where I can go, okay, I can let go of these stuffed animals now. But, you know, that's one of my hang-ups is,
Oh, they're cute, the stuffed animals. but
yeah.
I just don't buy them in the first place, and then I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, well, you know, I go through these phases where I won't buy any, and, you know, life will be good and happy, and then I'll see one, oh, it's so cute, and then I'll buy it, and then I'll be like, why did I buy this thing?
Well, that cat you bought was really cute. The one that purrs and, doesn't it meow too?
Yeah.
Purrs and meows. And
Yeah, that one I got on Temu, and that's a keeper,
it is, yeah.
but.
I was tempted to get me one of those.
So I think that's it for this time with our topic of decluttering, and so
Yeah.
go forth and declutter. And remember, take care of yourself because nobody else will. Bye.
Bye.